chocolate cake with green tea matcha inspired garnish. These are the ingredients for our chocolate cake base. First is the cake flour, brown sugar, cocoa powder, baking soda, baking powder, salt, coffee, evaporated milk, cooking oil, large eggs 2, and vanilla. We also need a weighing scale to weigh the ingredients like flour sifter, measuring cup for liquid ingredients, and measuring spoons. First is we need to measure 500 grams of cake flour. Then next, we need a 300 grams of brown sugar. Then we need to measure 100 grams of cocoa powder. The next is we need to measure 1 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. We also need a 2 teaspoons of baking powder. One teaspoon of salt, and 10 grams of instant black coffee. Then we need a 1 cup of evaporated milk. Three-fourth cup of cooking oil. And 2 pieces of large whole eggs. Lastly is 1 teaspoon of vanilla. These are the two ingredients: the cake flour, brown sugar, baking soda, baking powder, coffee, salt, and cocoa powder. Then, evaporated milk, eggs, cooking oil, and vanilla. First is we need to sieve the cake flour. Sieve the cake flour multiple times so that we will have a smooth and finer texture of our cake base. After sifting the cake flour, sieve the baking soda, baking powder, salt, and cocoa powder. Sieve the dry ingredients multiple times. Next is we need to add the brown sugar on the middle. Then pour the egg, the oil, and half of the evaporated milk. On the half of the evaporated milk, pour the instant coffee and dissolve it. After dissolving the instant coffee, put it on the bowl. Mix all the ingredients until you have the batter mixture. Then add a 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Then all together, mix the ingredients. Then after mixing the ingredients, you will have a batter mixture. Then set it aside. And now I will do the meringue mixture. We need 5 large eggs, cream of tartar, and white sugar. First is we need to separate the egg yolk from the egg whites. We only need the egg whites. Continue separating the egg yolk from the egg whites. Then, after separating the egg whites from the egg yolk, we need to measure 1/2 teaspoon of cream of tartar. Lastly, we need a 1/2 cup of white sugar. Next, before making the meringue mixture, please take note to preheat the oven first at 300° Fahrenheit for about 10 to 15 minutes. Then, after preheating the oven, start beating the egg whites. Once the egg whites create a bubble effect, gradually add the white sugar. Then lastly, add the cream of tartar. Continue beating the meringue mixture until it achieves the stiff thick stage. And to check its consistency, we just need to turn the bowl upside down, and once the meringue is falling, it is not ready to be used. But if the meringue mixture is not falling, then it is ready to be used. Then the meringue is not falling, therefore it is ready to be used. And now this is the prepared meringue. the chocolate butter mixture, we need a round pan, parchment paper, and the butter to grease the pan. First, we need to combine half of the meringue on the chocolate base or butter mixture. Then mix it using the cut and fold technique. Then add the another half of the meringue and continue using the cut and fold technique. Cut and fold the mixture but do not overmix. Then when it's done, it's time to prepare the parchment paper. Cut the parchment paper into circle if your pan is circle. Then grease the pan with shortening such as butter or margarine. Then, pour the mixture on the round pan. After preheating the oven, it is time to bake our cake base. Then, set the timer for about 45 minutes at 300 degrees Fahrenheit. After 45 minutes, it is time to check our cake base using the toothpick test. Once there is nothing left on the toothpick, it is time to remove the cake base on the oven. Chocolate frosting, we need all-purpose flour, brown sugar, full cream milk, margarine, and lastly, the cocoa powder. These are the exact measurements of the ingredients for our chocolate frosting. First, turn on the heat, then put all the ingredients and cook in a low heat pan. Then, cook until it becomes a paste-like texture. Then, cool it down and set it aside. These are the materials and ingredients for our whipped icing. Mixing bowl, weighing scale, hand mixer, scissor, and of course, the whipped icing or mixture, water, and ice cubes. First is, we need to weigh 500 grams of whipped icing. Then, once it is done, pour some water on the ice cubes. We were going to use this later for our whipped mixture. Then, start beating the whipped mixture. Then, while beating the mixture, gradually add 4 tablespoons of cold water. Then, continue beating until the mixture becomes stiff peaks. And if it is not really okay, add another 2 tablespoons of cold water. Then, beat it again until you reach the consistency that you desire. Then, it is okay because the mixture is stiff peaks. This is our final chocolate cake with green tea matcha inspired garnish.